The Galaxy XR is officially here. So this video is not gonna be anything fancy. This is literally not scripted at all. I thought I'd just do like an unboxing and then get my first impressions using it for the first time. Now I did get to briefly try this out in New York last week, so I have already used this a little bit, but this will be my first time using it unsupervised. And so when you open up the box, right up top, you already get the device just front and center, which is very cool. I honestly think that's kind of how the Vision Pro unboxing is. I never unboxed the Vision Pro, but I think that's how it is. We'll put this aside for just a second. And then I assume underneath, yes, we have some accessories. So you can see we have this little flap, and then underneath we have a slim and thick band. I think this is for the strap somehow. And then we also have our light filters if you want to block out all the light while using the device. And then underneath this flap, we have our power. So it actually comes with a power brick. And this is what powers the device. You gotta like keep this in your pocket or off to the side somehow. In here we have our like documentation along with a cleaning cloth, it says. Everyone talks about the Apple polishing cloth. How about the Samsung polishing cloth? And then other than that, it does come with a charging brick and a fairly long USB-C to C cable. Now, before we put on the headset itself, Samsung did also send out their Galaxy XR controllers and the carrying case for the device. Now, by default, you can control this device just like with your hand with like pinch gestures, but they give you the option to also get controllers if you want. So you can see this is what the controllers actually look like. You have one for each hand, and then the layout is kind of reminding me of like a game controller because you have your like A, B, X, Y, and then like your thumbsticks and triggers. And then for the carrying case, looks like we got a big rope strap. So this is what the actual carrying case looks like. It's kind of an interesting material. It's like kind of soft, kind of pillowy on the outside, and then you have like this ginormous rope attached to it. And then when we go ahead and unzip it and open it up, you can see we have an area to put the headset itself along with like a little drawer thing for accessories. And it is magnetic. We love the magnets. And we even have this strap right here with Velcro, which is nice. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the headset itself. So it looks like it does come with a little cover on like the front glass, which I assume we can just pop off, yeah. And the inside of that cover is like a nice little felt or like Alcantara material. And then if we look at the front of the device itself, you can see all of the different like cameras and sensors behind the glass. And then at the top, we do have two different physical buttons. I think one's like a power button, one's a volume button. We also do get a touchpad off to the side, and you can use for like tap gestures. I even just noticed we have like two cameras underneath like the nose area, and I assume that's for like the hand tracking so it can actually see your hands. And then we of course have the lenses themselves, which house the 4K 90 hertz micro OLED displays. But now let's go ahead and hook it up to the battery and see if this thing has any juice. Okay, I was just trying to figure out how to plug this in, and then I realized I didn't have the cable for the power bank itself, and that's because I missed it under a piece of paper. So that's what we have right here. It's like a nice little braided cable. So we have a nice like metal end to this USB-C cable, and I think it actually locks in to this power bank so that it's not gonna fall out. And then to power the device, we have this like little proprietary connector that it says that you slide and lock. So let's see if we can do that. So just like that, and now it's on. And now let's see if we can power this thing up. I see the screen's turning on, so let's go ahead and put it on for the first time here. Ooh, it just moved the lenses to fit my eyes. That's cool. Now the way you adjust it is super simple. You just have this wheel on the back, and you just turn left to make it go loose and turn right to tighten it. All right, now I'm in this setup process, but I can see what's going on. I can see a little pass through, but I can also like see a digital overlay of my hands, which is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna go through this little setup process, and then I'll be able to show you guys what we're doing. Okay, I just got a notification on my phone to set up the device, so we'll go ahead and do that. And it's scanning the QR code on my phone. That's kind of cool. Now upon setup, it's giving me the option to use hand aiming only or hand and eye aiming. I think I'm just gonna go with hand aiming because it's actually pretty easy. Okay, so now I officially have it all set up, and I'm now screen recording, so you guys should hopefully be able to see what I'm seeing right now. So I currently have pass-through mode on, so I can like see what my real world looks like with these digital elements overlaid on top of it. You can also kind of see how the hand tracking is working because it has like this digital overlay on top of my hand, so that's pretty cool. Now, I'm definitely not gonna cover every single thing that this device can do in this video. This is more so just like first impressions, trying it out for kind of the first time. Now, first of all, the way I control this is with my hand. So I'm actually pointing with my hand, and then when I wanna select something, I just pinch my pointer finger and thumb together. So like right here, I'm gonna pinch and open the YouTube app. And then I can pinch and drag to scroll, and it's actually very, very intuitive the way it's controlled. And then like, let's say I wanna search for something, I'm just gonna pinch to select the search bar, and then I actually have this virtual keyboard right here, and I can just poke the number. So I'll try to search for my channel, PARKER. And then if I look up, there's my channel, and I'll go ahead and select it, and there is my channel. And so now I can watch a Parker Burton YouTube video on a giant screen in my house. Now I can also drag this screen around to literally anywhere in my full 360-degree space. So like, let's say I wanna kind of have it on the wall over to my left side. And then I can even drag this corner to make the screen even bigger and have an absolutely ginormous YouTube video next to me. And then if I drag the bottom, I can even push it away from me or bring it closer to me. Oh, wow. And so now, wow, look at that. It's like there's a giant YouTube on my wall. Now, in order to bring up the menu, I just hold my palm facing in front of me, and then I hold my pointer finger and thumb together, and then I can drag over to go back, to go home, or to go to my recent. So I'm gonna go ahead and go home to bring up the main menu. And what's cool here is that I can open up multiple different apps at the same time. So like, let's say I want to go to Google Maps, which is kind of a cool thing with this device. And so now you can see to my left, I have a giant YouTube screen. In the middle, I have Google Maps. And to my right, I have the Play Store open. Actually, I searched for my Android app. We'll try that here in a second. And again, you can drag these windows wherever you want in your full 360-degree virtual space. Now, one thing that's pretty cool with Google Maps is this immersive view. So I can actually like explore the city in 3D. And so I can pinch to zoom out here, and then I can just like look around all of New York City here. And then again, I can use both hands and then pinch to zoom in, and then I can pinch to kind of scroll around the city like this. And what's cool is that they even have these immersive experiences. So like, here's one right here. I can actually go inside of this building. Now, of course, you can't do this with every building, but they have select places that you can actually like go inside and kind of like walk around and look around, which is pretty cool. Now, because this is an Android device, you have access to Android apps. So you can see I have the Google Play Store open right here. And one thing I really want to try is to see if I can actually play my own Android game on the Galaxy XR. So this is a game that I released a few months ago in collaboration with my younger brother, who was kind enough to code this whole thing for me. And so let's see if we can go ahead and play this game on Galaxy XR. And look at that, my game is officially open. Let's go ahead and make the window a little bigger. We'll have a giant turret escape right in front of you in my dining room. And let's hit start game. We can use both hands. So we have the jump and we have move forward. Look at that. I'm actually playing turret escape in XR. This is actually so cool. I don't know if this is the ideal way to play this game, but this is sick. I just think it's really cool that we did not code this game specifically to work with the Galaxy XR. We did not even update it at all. It just works. Now, this does also have a camera. So of course, that's what it uses to, you know, do the pass-through mode, but I can also just like take photos. So let's take a photo, and I guess we can go ahead and look at it. Here is the photo that we took. Boom, right there. And I guess, oh, we can even zoom in. Look, you can see the camera. And then again, just as a reminder, I do still have this ginormous YouTube window opened right next to me. Now, for anyone wondering about if you can use this with prescription lenses, the answer is yes. They actually collaborated with iBuyDirect so that you can buy prescription lenses for the Galaxy XR. I think they're $100. The only problem that I have is my left eye is significantly worse than my right eye, and my left eye is actually out of the range that they support for the Galaxy XR prescription lenses. So I don't really know what I can do with that, but even without my glasses, it's honestly not a bad experience. Now, I've showed you guys the pass-through mode on this device, but if I double tap the touchpad over here, it actually brings me into the immersive view. So now I'm in a full 360-degree, like, I don't know, I'm on some planet or something. I don't know where I am. But then of course I can, you know, like open a YouTube video and watch a YouTube video on this planet with this immersive view. Now also, because this is an Android device, we have access to Gemini. So I can just hold down this like main button up here, and it's gonna activate Gemini Live, and I can just ask it anything. Hey Gemini, can you clean up my windows for me? And now my windows are tidied up. Look at that. Now also, because this is an Android device, I have access to circle to search. So like I can go back to the pass-through mode, and then if I pinch my pointer finger and thumb together and hold, it's actually going to enable circle to search in the real world. So like I have this hat here, I can go ahead and just circle around the hat, and then it'll give me results based on what I circled. Now looking at the settings, it does look like we can even connect a physical keyboard and mouse if you wanted to do stuff more productively than having to like tap around with your hands. We can also switch it to hand and eye aiming. So let's go ahead and try that real quick. Okay, so I went through a little calibration process. And so now like the Vision Pro, I look at what I want to select and then I tap my finger to select it. I think I will probably prefer the previous method with not using the eye tracking, but it's nice to have both options. And I will also note that as I've been wearing this, I haven't felt like it was heavy, like really at all. I know that's a problem people have experienced with the Apple Vision Pro. I never had an Apple Vision Pro, so I can't really speak to compare, but it feels very good. Now, of course, I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, Samsung just copied Apple with the Apple Vision Pro. And I mean, yeah, it's pretty obvious that they took heavy inspiration from Apple here. Although we could argue that Samsung did VR first with the Galaxy Gear VR, like, I don't know, what was that, like 9 or 10 years ago? But that's a conversation for another day. But at the end of the day, I think it's cool that we have a similar product to what Apple released with the Vision Pro, but for Android users and for about half the price. So let me know, would you guys go for something like this? Or is this just not a product that you're into? But anyways, this has just been my first look at the Galaxy XR. I'm sure I did not cover everything, so there's definitely more to explore with this device. But yeah, let me know what else you guys want to see about this thing and what do you think about the Galaxy XR?